are live. We are live. Hello, everyone. I was trying to go live for the past 4 minutes and it wasn't going live. It was just saying we're going live but did not go live. So I started a new stream and hopefully you guys will see it and will come and join and we can have our weekly, as always, lives. So usually we do the lives on Fridays. Yesterday, which was a Friday, I was traveling, so I couldn't do it, but I did not want to break my consistent streak of doing it every single week. So one week we do it on YouTube, one week we do it on Instagram. If you want to submit your questions to get them answered, this is pure coaching, giving everything to you guys once a week, so we can answer your questions. If you want to submit them for next week when we do it on Instagram, you can just follow us on Instagram. You'll find it in the description and you can submit your questions via the DMs. Jayashri is here. Jayashri is saying, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing very good. How are you, Jayashri? If anyone is here, just give me a hello in the chat before we start our coaching. The questions you guys have asked, I will answer them in a way that applies to everyone. So even if it wasn't your question, I will still answer it in a way that will benefit you. Okay. Hello, Dr. Hina. Hello, Rohit. Hello, Sairam. I would like you guys to just have a human, sorry for my voice today, human connection with me first. Just say hello, I'm human before we get bombarded by questions. Let's connect. There is more to life than getting 1,000 different questions answered. Sometimes the best thing is to just be present and say hello and just be here. So instead of just put your mind aside for some time and just let's connect as people. Okay, this is more important. First let's connect and then after that we'll get the questions answered. So let's see what's going on. Aarti says sending love and good vibes to everyone here. Thank you, Aarti. Hina says hi. Aarti says hi. Addict says hello. How are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you? Kogi says good afternoon from Chile, South Africa. Okay, that's beautiful. Hi, Jagrati. So awesome. Lovely to meet you guys. Lovely to connect. And now we can slowly go into our questions. Now, before I go into questions, I still want to know from all of you, can you scan the day that you've had in your mind? Just go through the day that you've had and type in the chat what was the highlight of your day? What was the best moment of your day? Type it in the chat. This is just an exercise for you to do, for you to just pivot the way that you're feeling about your day. So you focus on the highlight of the day. Tell me in the chat what was the highlight, and then we will get started with our coaching for today. I would ask you to refrain from the questions because it will not get answered until I open the floor for questions, right? Okay. Okay. Hi, Bida. Hi, Kalpesh. Lovely to see you guys. Hi, Kirti. Awesome. So let me know your highlight of the day, and then we'll get started with the Q and A. That rhymed. Okay. Sairam says this session is a highlight. I am glad. I intend that I give you answers that will be very powerful for your life. That is my intention. So super. Let's see who else has a highlight to share. Let me read it out loudly. Okay. Okay. I'm waiting. Kogi says nothing much. I stayed indoors, cleaned the house, feeling good and happy. Now I'm relaxing to watch this. Phenomenal. That's a great day. Cooked a simple lunch today with red rice. That's amazing. Felt a warm, yeah, it felt like a warm hug. That's awesome, awesome. Today I could be with my parents after a weekend. I'm so happy to be with them. Super good that you guys are taking the time to look for the highlight of your day. This is a very important practice to do because it'll change your story of your day, and you do this every day. It changes your story about your life, it changes your story about yourself. And when your story changes, when you start waking up to seeing all the highlights of your day, your life begins to reflect that new wave in the new energy that you're producing because you're looking at the highlights of the day. Okay, so let's start with our Q&A. Go ahead and take a notebook and a pen. And once you're ready with your notebook and pen, just type ready in the chat. I would refrain from asking questions because the floor is not open for questions. So they will not get answered. It will end up going up in the chat. So hold on to the questions. When I open the floor, we will take it then. Okay, ready? Good, good, good. Sairam, I can already tell you that aura is not my field, so I can't tell you everything about auras and stuff. So I can tell you that I can't answer that question. But what I can answer are the questions related to living a good life, and the questions on healing, and the questions on creating something wonderful in your life. Okay, that's what we can look into. Okay, so let's begin our. So only Rohit and Jayashree and Hina are ready. Okay, so I'm teaching Rohit, Jayashree, and Hina today. Anybody else is ready with your notebook and pen? Just type ready in the chat. Okay, let's get started with the questions that have been submitted first. Then, because we have a lot of questions submitted, over 40, 50 questions, I'll take as many as I can, and then I'll open the floor for the YouTube chat as well. Okay, so let's look at the first question. Questioner says, how to keep having patience when things are not showing up in physical reality. Okay, when things are not showing up in physical reality, how to keep patience. So the answer should be, or the answer should be, how do I maintain my conviction so strongly that this thing that I have asked for will, by without any doubt, will be my destiny? How can I continue to keep convincing myself of that? That is your only work to do. When you're focused on being convinced that this is your destiny, you're no longer waiting for it. You don't even think about patience. Where is it? When will it come? Those thoughts do not appear in your mind when your mind is completely occupied by being convinced of the fact that this is your destiny. So, whatever you can do to convince yourself, make lists, reasons why it happened. What did it feel like when it happened? What do I love about it now that it happened? Why I deserve it? What I'm enjoying about my life now that it happened? When your mind is consumed with these things and it's convincing you at every cell of your body that this is your destiny, this is your life, you're living the moments of that experience and you're really feeling it, those thoughts of when will it happen, do not come, because you're in a totally different you're living the moments of that reality. You're not living in the lack of that reality. When you're living in the lack, only these thoughts come up about how do I stay patient, nothing is changing. Instead of looking outside, just spend the next, let's say, 3 months or 4 months, just every day living those moments in your head to the point where you are so deeply convinced that you've experienced it already. It's yours, it's your destiny. Until you get to the point of conviction, don't look outside. And when you get to the point of conviction, you won't feel like looking outside. You're just enjoying that feeling within yourself that I know for a fact that this is my destiny. No one in the world can convince me. I'm not even worried about when it will happen. I just know this is my destiny. That is the only work you need to do, is conviction. Everything else, when you're in that state, you won't even ask these questions of how to stay patient. So instead of focusing on when will it come, just live the moments as though they're already here within yourself. Okay, if that question was answered for anybody, if you felt value in that, just have valuable in the chat. And when you are so consumed by having fun that way, you don't even look outside, you don't even feel like asking when, why, which, because you're so filled with the vibration inside of having that experience. Okay, all right, let's go to the next question. Okay, so the next question, questioner asks, how to know when you are spending money the wrong way and disrespecting it. So let's just start by answering the question. Spending money is not disrespecting money. Basically, how we feel around money is important. Okay, so disrespecting money, basically there's no such thing actually. Basically, it's your relationship with money that is important. That means when you are receiving money, you want to really appreciate its presence in your life. You don't say only this much, now you're disrespecting it. When universe is giving you answers, guidance, free things, everything, and you say only this much, that's disrespecting it. Instead of appreciating him, 1 rupee, 50 paisa comes in your experience, and you, with your whole heart, appreciate it. Now you formed a good relationship with money. So, spending money in the wrong way is not disrespecting money at all. It is, if you're spending, spend if you can afford it. Whatever you are spending, if you have to spend, spend open heartedly. You spend with the attitude, and there are many attitudes. I have 90-day courses on attitude to spending money in a way that the money returns back to you, comes back to you. Point is, when you spend money, spend with an open heart. When you receive money, spend with an open heart. So there is a loving relationship between you and money at all times. When you're spending, you're not going, oh my God, I'm feeling pinch, I'm losing money, it's leaving my bank account, ding, 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 ding. That's disrespecting money. Considering money is always coming in your experience, when you just, when it goes out, you curse it, that's disrespecting money. The point is, when you receive money, receive with your heart. When you spend money, spend with your heart. Your attitude of spending determines whether you cut the flow of money into your life or whether you open the flow of money into your life. Having said that, the only way to disrespect money is to have negative thoughts around money. Otherwise, spending money in whichever form makes you happy is not disrespecting it, because why do we have money? We have it to spend it. We don't have it so that we save and live, don't spend it at all, and then just die with savings, right? It's not for that. So that's not disrespecting money. It's the attitude and the relationship we have with money. If anyone learned something from that, if that was valuable to you, just have valuable in the chat. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any valuables, so I'm just hoping that somebody here is getting guided from this. Okay. Uh, I will answer questions from the chat in a moment. I'll just take the, so we have to respect the people who took out the time to submit the questions. So we have to listen, do theirs first, and then we will do the chat ones. Okay. Thank you. Bida says valuable. Now this live is worth it for me at least. Bida found it. Bida found it valuable. Good. Let me go to the next question. Questioner says, everyone says vibration is the key point in manifestation, but you can't force or make up good vibes. It should be authentic. How to break this vicious cycle? This is such a beautiful question, and finally, a question that is, I mean, this is really pointing you in the right direction. Great question. So, vibration in our, what the easiest way to understand vibration is how you feel, right? How you feel within yourself. So, in relation to any topic. So, if you're, let's say you're manifesting health, or you're manifesting money or relationships, and when you think of that topic, you feel good, you know you're in a good vibrational place. If you feel bad, you feel lack, you feel stuck, you feel all kinds of terrifying emotions, you're not in the right vibration to receive what you want. That much we know, basic knowledge. Now, how do you get yourself to feel that good vibration without forcing it or faking it? There are two ways in which you can do this. The first way, let's talk about the shortcut method. Shortcut method is to choose thoughts that you absolutely do believe are true, that make you feel good. So choosing thoughts that you absolutely do believe is true, that makes you feel good. For example, let's take the topic of money. Let's say you have 100 million terrible thoughts about money. But the thought that I would love to buy my baby a really lovely dress for her to wear, if, and I appreciate the money can help me buy this really lovely dress for my baby. When you think of that thought, you know, seeing your baby wearing a nice dress, and you think of that, hey, you know what, I have 150 rupees, 200 rupees to buy for my baby this dress. When you think about that thought, it makes you feel good, because yes, I would feel good watching my baby in this dress. Yes, I do have 200 rupees to buy this dress for my baby. Now, that's a true thought that makes you feel good. Take another true thought that now you don't have to fake feeling good when the thought is a truth. For example, I like the feeling of receiving money in my bank account. I genuinely like the feeling of receiving money in my bank account. It is not a lie. I don't lie, force myself to feel good about it. So if I take a memory of the one time that I received a nice amount, maybe I received my first salary, or I bought something for someone and I felt good that I could buy for that person. When I think of that thought that, hey, I had the funds to buy this gift for this person, I feel good in that moment. So, one way of feeling good is to not fake your thoughts around money, but to choose the thoughts that are true for you, that make you feel good around money. Okay, this is one way in which you can do this. The other way is for you to actually release the negative feelings you're having in relation to any topic of life, not just money. How do you release those feelings? Is by doing healing. Healing is basically to be, okay, there are many forms of healing, but the healing we teach is to be able to be present with that negative feeling. So instead of forcing yourself to be positive, we stay present with that negative feeling. We don't judge it. We don't say, oh, you negative feeling, you stupid feeling. No, we don't judge it. Here's a feeling. It's an emotion. It's chemicals cascading in my body. That's all it is. There's nothing more going on here with just this. This is a feeling. I don't have to judge it and say stupid feeling. I can just say, here's a feeling. Oh, I feel bad. Okay. I won't resist it and say, go away. I don't want to feel you. Get the hell out of my way. We're not resisting it. We're letting it be. We're becoming friends with it. It's like imagine if a baby or a little child comes to you crying. You're not going to be like, shut up and get out of my way. You'll have compassion and you'd be like, hey, tell me what's wrong. I'm here to listen to you. Right? See, of course, nobody did that to us. So we do that to ourselves. We just throw ourselves away when we're feeling bad. But if you can actually sit with yourself and observe that feeling, just like fire, if you just observe fire without adding kerosene, without adding wood, that fire by force of nature will burn and burn and burn out. Same thing with negative feelings. If you don't add more thoughts to it, if you don't add your own judgments, if you don't add your own resistances, and you just sit with the sensation of that hurt in your body or that fear in your body or that jealousy or whatever, that will begin to burn out of your system, and eventually you'll be able to look at the same person or the same situation and feel peace. You wouldn't feel that pain because that pain burnt out of your system. So that's another authentic way to come to peace. And from peace, you'll notice that all these emotions like satisfaction, joy, happiness, peace, they're part of your soul. They're not something that you have to do work hard to achieve. There's things that are natural. Look at a baby. You think it's hard for a baby to just laugh and smile and play? That's you. There's no separation between that baby's soul and yours. You have the natural ability to feel joy. It's just been clouded by the amount of pain that we've held over our lives. So as pain releases and we are back to peace, that natural sense of joyful thinking, appreciation, fun will naturally bubble out of us. So that's another way in which you can basically get to the point of a good feeling vibration without having to fake it. Okay. If anybody, so that's how you break the vicious cycle, as the questioner asked. If anyone got some value from this, just type valuable in the chat. We'll take few more questions from the submitted, then I'll take one or two from the chat. Okay. Next question is how to practice mindfulness for a breakup. I think someone in the live as well had asked, how do you move on from a breakup and loneliness? Please explain in brief. Okay. So, how do you practice mindfulness for breakups? Now, the way I'll answer this is how can any of you practice mindfulness in a way that can help you uh, move on from any traumatic experience? And the second one is loneliness. So let's look at these two. I think they're both very powerful topics and applies to all of us because we all have been through traumatic experiences. We all have been through loneliness. How do we navigate through that so that we're feeling connected to ourselves and the world and the universe? How do we navigate that this in such a way that we're able to move on from a breakup and restore our sense of self-worth and self-esteem and be open to receiving better relationships and feel worthy of amazing things? So how do we navigate through that? So let's look at that question. Okay, so firstly, how do you use mindfulness to overcome a traumatic experience? So there are two major parts. A lot more, but I'll talk about two major parts today. The first one is being present with the pain that we feel. This is the first part of mindfulness. We do not suppress our pain. We do not logically try to pivot it to the point where we are, now repressing the pain. We sit with the pain, just like I explained in the previous answer. Like that fire, we sit with that absolute broken. If you get hit by a truck and you're lying there in so much pain and someone tells you just get over it, it's not easy. You're in pain. So stop telling yourself, I need to get over it, I need to move on, I need to be positive. Stop it. Be compassionate towards yourself. So by that it means You will watch that feeling inside your body, all that hurt, all that loneliness, all that I need closure, I need closure, I need closure, I need closure. You're going to watch all of that inside your body as it is bubbling up. You're not acting on it, you're just allowing it to bubble up and come out. And eventually it's kind of like steam, right? When you see this pressure cooker, the steam will come out, and it'll come out in so much pressures, like so much intensity, but you're just watching it and you're like, come up, I'm here, I'm observing you, I can see you, I feel you, I breathe with you, I allow you, and eventually, like steam, it will pass and you'll be able to move on from there. So every day sitting with the pain that comes up, or letting the steam out without judging it, without resisting it. You don't have to have any mental dialogues. You can just sit with it and allow the feeling to transmute itself. That's one way in which mindfulness can help you overcome any traumatic experience, because you're burning the trauma out of your nervous system by allowing it to express and pass, not suppressing it. So this is the first part. The second part is mindfulness is also about being present. Most of the time it's hard to move on from a traumatic experience, because when we wake up, the first thoughts that flood our minds when we are lying in bed and we are aware that we are awake, gada 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 gada, yesterday, 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 day before yesterday, my whole life, my future, my future, my future, what if, what, that's happening in the first thing in the morning. So being present, we have processes that allow us to drop thoughts and stay present. You can just learn to stay present by becoming aware of your senses. So becoming aware of your senses basically means, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel on my skin? What do I feel inside my body? Without judging anything as good or bad. If I can get into my senses, and throughout the day when I'm walking, I'm taking left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. If a thought comes, I'll put it in a bubble and let it go. Left leg, right leg, I'm walking, I'm being present. What is my body doing? How's my hand moving? When I'm washing water, I'm listening to the sound. Sorry, washing my hands. I'm listening to the sound. I'm feeling the water. What am I doing? I'm being here. So the nerves, the in the brain, the neural pathways in the brain that are so used to being alive by you constantly thinking about the thing that has hurt you or the people that have hurt you, because you're not doing that constantly. These nerves are not that active. What is active is you being present. So those things in the brain starts working in such a way that it wires itself in such a way that now you're becoming more present. And when you're present, you're moving away from the past. When you're present, you're moving away from the past. So the more you're present and the more you're present, what happens is you begin to start noticing the rest of life in front of you, instead of only noticing life before you, life in your past. And then you start noticing the birds, and you start noticing kids playing, and then you play an instrument, and then you play with your friend, and before you know it, you've moved on. That is the part about moving on from traumatic experiences. If that helped you, just type it helped me. I still have to answer the question about loneliness, which I will do before I take the questions from the chat. If it was valuable, just type valuable. Okay. Now, this is answering all of your questions. In-laws, disturbing, moving on, forgiveness. All those questions have been answered by what I just said. So go through that what I just said again and again. Okay. Right. Procrastination, nobody is a lazy person. Okay, laziness does not exist. We will get to that. I'll get to that. But let me just talk about loneliness, okay, for a moment, because it's a really great topic. So, loneliness, basically, loneliness is a state of disconnection from yourself, okay, which is like so counterproductive. It's like, oh, I don't have people around me, so I'm lonely. I don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, so I'm lonely. Actually, loneliness is a disconnection with yourself. It has nothing to do with people. So loneliness is when you have not you being by yourself, being alone. Somehow you feel something is missing there. Number one. Number two, you don't have a very good self image and self esteem. Loneliness generally reflects the fact that we can't sit with ourselves. We don't even enjoy ourselves. We're not, there's something missing between us and ourselves, this connection. So, self appreciation does a lot in terms of reconnecting you to yourself. So, this is one part of it that you can follow. But I wanted to speak about something else here. There is to overcome loneliness. Firstly, no one on the outside can complete you. If you're incomplete alone, you're incomplete with people also. You can be surrounded by 1,000 people. You'll still feel lonely. You could be with the most beautiful, handsome man or the most gorgeous woman who loves you unconditionally and still feel lonely. Because loneliness is an inner emptiness. It is not filled by other people. Okay, let's start there. But the elder brother of loneliness is solitude. Now, if you convert loneliness constructively to make loneliness a spiritual teacher, you can convert it into solitude. And what solitude does is it gives you the opportunity to truly master yourself and therefore master the life that you're attracting. So, your loneliness can be converted to a life saving $1 million valuable thing called solitude. Solitude can make you achieve so much in your life and attract so many beautiful things because you learn through being alone. You learn to basically value your own self, your own presence, so other people want to hang out with you. But also through that solitude, you can practice so many skills. You can change your beliefs, you can break patterns, you can do so much when you can't do it when you're constantly around people. So learning to be alone helps you become the best version of yourself. So you attract the best people and best experiences. So I hope you understood that loneliness can be converted into solitude. And from solitude, best things in life can be created. Okay, awesome. So let me know if any of that was valuable to you. Now I will take, yes, I will take, if it was valuable, just a valuable, I will end with a few questions from the chat. Okay, how do we know what is the lesson behind every difficult situation? So the lesson is always the same. It is always look inside and notice the dysfunction inside your own body because difficult situations out there are a reflection of the difficulties we are holding inside of us, which means our belief systems and our emotions related to our past, related to ourselves, related to people. I did an interview with one student of ours today, Pavitra. That interview will probably come out next Friday. In that, she talks about how I used to always, I've said this a million times, is when you change your vibration, the people around you change. And somehow, luckily for me, God has sent me students who absolutely believe in every word I say and they practice every word I say. And if you go through that interview when it comes, when she looked within herself, she saw so many misaligned beliefs about so related to people, so many misaligned beliefs she had. When that is what the difficult situation is reflecting back to you is to look within and see where where am I in all of this? Do I have powerlessness to people? Do I feel worthy of love? Do I have good self-esteem? Do I have? Am I super attached to results because I don't believe? Like someone had asked me this question even in the yeah, this was the question I wanted to answer this today as well. So let me just go to this, okay? Then I'll come back to yours and then we will end for the day. So the question now says, I want to manifest a baby as I already have a daughter. My sister-in-law is pregnant, feeling so jealous, lack, insecure. How do I deal with it? Why is it not happening to for me? So jealousy. Okay, for a moment. This is in relation to the question you asked, which is what is the lesson I need to learn from every difficult experience? And I said it is showing you you. Every relationship shows you you. Every difficult situation shows you you. If you're smart, you will look at it. If you're not, you're going to blame everyone else. They're the problem. They're the problem. They're the problem. God doesn't want. Someone emailed me today saying, "Does God want me? Does universe want me to be alone?" I wanted to. How can you think that you are different from the universe? Universe wants something else. You want something else. So remember, everything is showing you you. Either you look at it and sort yourself out, or you keep blaming the world. It's always a choice. Now, jealousy. Jealousy shows you what? Not being able to manifest a baby, not being able to manifest what you want, shows you what? It shows you very clearly your own beliefs about yourself. Jealousy shows you that you don't believe you can do it yourself. That is what jealousy means. I see what someone else has and I feel envious because deep down I don't believe I can do it myself. If you are honest with yourself, you will see that's what the difficult situation is showing you is your own beliefs, your own misalignments. If you can look into that, you will see what lesson it is teaching you. So you can overgrow that and learn to feel worthy, learn to feel that it is possible for me, get into the right vibration. Because then when you see someone winning, you get excited. You're like, oh, phew, I'm not the only one who wins in life. I see others who win as well. When I see someone else winning, I feel so excited because that's my story. But when you don't see yourself winning and someone else wins, heartbreak. So it's reflecting to you yourself. Either you look at it or you continue to point the finger outside. When you point the finger outside, three fingers are still pointing back at us. Some people will wake up and realize that and achieve the greater self actualization, while the rest will live till 67, 80 and keep blaming everyone else for their problems and their insecurities. You didn't give me attention. You did not validate me. You're the enemy. The whole time it's reflecting back. I don't have self image. I need the whole world to validate me. But then when they don't, I think they're the enemy. Choose wisely who you're going to be, the one who blames everyone or the one who takes responsibility. This is your call. Okay. Hopefully that answered, it will answer everybody's questions. But yeah, okay. So, any question I have not answered, please submit it on our Instagram for Friday's Instagram Live, because we will take that as well. Also, if you're looking at changing your life, I have a free class coming up in case you've not already attended it. It's coming up on 26th of July. It's called How to Change Your Life. You'll see the link pinned here as well as in the description. It's a 2 hour and 45 minute session. So this is for people who are willing to study. So if you are somebody who wants one hour only, please don't come. If you're ready to sit for 3 hours and study with me, come register. It is free, absolutely free. We want to give this to you guys who are ready to take it and study and do something with your life. So this is the class. It's called How to Change Your Life in Less Than 6 months without 5 a.m. routines, without forcing yourself to be positive. If that's for you, go register. You see the link here. Secondly, this class also teaches you how to stay consistent with your inner work in a way that's time free, guilt free, so you can actually do it every day without you having to take out time from your day to do it. You can do it on the go. And the third one is it shows you how to change people and situations without forcing anything inside, which essentially means we're working with ourselves. So the Karpo was asking, how do I let go of the past? How do I let go of guilt? How forgiveness? It's all how we deal with our own emotions. Okay, that's what we're learning about in this class. Please come. If you're coming only for techniques, tools, give me exercise, I will do in the class, don't come. If you're coming to study, if you're coming to learn A to Z, everything that you need to do over this next 3 hours, come. Okay, so register, it's for free, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you found today's session of value, just type valuable. This is just a reflection for me, because then I know if the YouTube audience is appreciating the work, then I will continue. If the YouTube audience does not feel like these words are for them and you probably want something else or a different topic, then I can pivot accordingly. So this is just for my feedback. If you felt it was valuable, just type valuable. Okay, thank you. So I know this is just for me to know. Okay. All right, thank you guys. So with that, I will end it. I will see you in the live class, and if you guys want to join me 20 minutes on Monday to through Friday on vibe shifting, energy shifting activities, you can join us at Vibe Shift, which is also in the pivoted, in the pinned link over here. Okay, that's it. I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of my experience today, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday on Instagram. You can follow us and then DM us your questions. I love you all, and I will see you. I'll see you on Friday. Bye, everyone.